Hey, what's going on, guys? Robby Blanchard here, and I'm super excited because I have another special interview right here from the Clickbank Platinum Summit. It's one of my good friends, Kaselj. We're going to talk about everything when it comes to Clickbank, making money online, and so much more. So let's get into it right now. Hey, what's going on, guys? Robby here, and I am still in beautiful Riviera, Maya, Mexico for the Clickbank Platinum Summit. And as I mentioned on previous videos, one of the coolest things about being at the Platinum Summit is you get to hang around with some amazing people that are the top, the cream of the crop when it comes to Clickbank. Top product owners, top affiliates. Lots of great networking going on, lots of awesome people, and one of those awesome people is right next to me right here. It's Kaselj. Rick, dude, so happy to have you on board here, man. So awesome. So, Rick, we've known each other for how long now? We've known each other.
I mean,
5 years?
Yeah, probably,
4
yeah,
years?
4 or 5 years.
I remember the conversations on the rooftop bar at
that's right.
the Hard Rock in San Diego.
Yeah, that's so true because
as the people across the ways gave us a show. Yes, it was very interesting. Yes, it was very interesting. So yeah, so the story behind that is, so I met Rick through a mastermind, and that's when I literally was first getting into online. At the time, I don't think I had a product yet.
No.
I think I was still starting to figure it out. You had been doing this for a couple of years prior to, than when I started, so you were ahead of the game. And I remember looking up to you and be like, wow, I want to be like Rick. And so I remember that we were talking and the party was at the rooftop of what was it, the Hard Rock? Yeah, it was the Hard Rock in San Diego. Yeah. And across the way there was just like you could see into someone's bedroom, and that's all I'll say on this video. But it was a crazy event. But yeah, so cool that we've known each other for such a long time, and it's awesome to have you on here for the video today. So obviously, I kind of gave a little background on us, but tell me about your background prior to starting online. What did you do, and how did you find the online stuff?
I'm an old guy on the internet. I graduated in '97 from college. I started working. I worked as a kinesiologist in Canada, which is like a physical therapy assistant in the US. I worked for about 2 years doing that, and then I started teaching courses on what I was doing. So on the weekends I would teach courses to make a little bit of extra money. I got tired of constantly answering the phone and explaining everything that I was going to present. So I'm like, I need to put this on the internet somewhere so I can just refer people to this website and they could learn how much the course was, where it was, what's included. And so I created this ghetto website in 2003 on GeoCities, which was a division of Yahoo, and it's defunct.
Wow.
And so I stuck it up there. And what happened was people would find it across the world. So someone in Germany would find it and email me and say, hey, I'm from Germany, I can't make the course, but I see that you have courses on back pain. Do you have a workout that I can buy? And that's how it started. So I'm like, well, I guess so. So I started putting these workouts together for different types of pain. So back pain, knee pain, shoulder pain, elbow pain, and it just kind of kept going. And then I just kind of mastered the product creation side of things. And I think I've created, I think I stopped counting at 300.
Oh my God, that's a lot of products.
300 products and then funnels on top of them. So it's not just like the product, it's like full funnel.
Wow, that's crazy.
So you started obviously, moving those courses online to GeoCities, like you said. So what was kind of that big aha moment where you were like, oh wow, this could really be a full-time gig, full-time pay? What was that moment that you kind of figured that out?
I think it was like my first sale.
Really?
Yeah. You get that first sale and you're like, oh my God, this actually works. Like people will actually they'll take their credit card out and they'll buy your thing on the internet and you get money. And it's like, wow.
That's crazy.
Okay, what if I can make and we had this, I had this thing, I would get excited when I got sales. So there's two things. One, my goal was one sale a week. So what I would do is when the sale would come in, I would run up and down the hallway and hands up in the air, yes, I'm at a sale, I'm at a sale, as loud as I could down the hallway and back. And so that was cool when it was once a week, but then when it happened every day and then 5 times a day, it was the wife's like, okay, you gotta stop that. So we stopped that.
Once a week is fine, but 5 times in one day, that's
you're scaring me. It sounds like there's a fire in the house. Then the second thing was you could hook up to email. So you can hook up a sound to your email. So I did that with any sales that came in. It was ka-ching sound. And once again, it was really cool when I was once a week, a couple times a day. But then when it starts happening 10 times at 4 in the morning, it was you gotta stop that. Okay, I'll stop that.
That's awesome. So even at that first sale, you knew that you were onto something, right?
Well, at the start, I just wanted to, I wanted to make more money. You know, there's a hierarchy in corporate world, and I was at the bottom of it, and the speed was too slow to move up. So I was like, okay, how can I make some extra money? So that was like teaching the courses on the side, selling some programs, and then that started happening. It's like, wow, like what if I sell double? What if I sell like 10 times? I'm like, well, now I'm like making more than like my boss. And I'm like, okay, let's try to do that. And it just kind of like, you know, first sale, extra money, then it's like, wow, maybe I can like not work in a clinic anymore and do this thing. And then you do that, and you're like, well, I want to make like 6 figures, and you're like, wow, I did it. And it's like, okay, what else can I do? And you just kind of keep building on it, and keeps growing. And then you surround yourself with like-minded people that have like similar businesses, but you know, they kind of like expand your mind at like what's possible, and you're like wow, wow.
That's awesome. So how long did it take you to go from that first sale to then just being like, you know what, I'm not working at my job anymore?
Oh, that's a good one. I'm trying to remember. It was probably 2 years.
Yeah. Okay.
It was probably about 2 years that it took.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this was like 2005, 2006. So there wasn't a ton of like resources that kind of taught you. I think if it was like now, there's way more resources and guidance and coaching that you can get, but then there wasn't really much. And even then, like there was a lot of apprehension with people like buying online. Like I think the stats were like 20% of people bought online when I started. Like now it's like 95% of people have made a purchase, but then it was like 25%. So everyone was like apprehensive on buying something.
Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. But in the whole scheme of things, 2 years is not a long time, right?
No. It was once again, it was like a side hustle. It was kind of like it wasn't the thing that I was doing every single day. I was like, I was still working, and when I had time at lunch, or you know, definitely after work or at night, I would like, okay, what can I do to move this along? So it wasn't my full-time thing. I might be able to spend like half an hour to 2 hours a day working on it. And that's what I did, and it worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you're way farther ahead. Yeah, but did you?
Now I'm down here in Mexico.
Now you're in Mexico. Yeah, hanging out with me. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Nice and warm.
That's right. Now during those 2 years, did you ever get discouraged, or did you ever think like, oh man, like maybe this isn't for me, or anything like that?
All the time. All the time. I mean, you get that rush of like a sale, and then you don't get sales, or I remember like I called them 0 days. Like there was days like I would work like 10 hours. So let's say on a weekend, you're working like 10 hours and you're just investing in the business. You get like no sales. And you're like, oh man, like I can't have too many 0 days. But you know that you're like investing. You're like you're learning, you're investing, you're building your business, and you know you're like, okay, it's gonna click. It's gonna click. And it does, it clicks. Then they go from like a sale a week, a sale a day, you know, 2 sales a day, 5, 10, 1,000. You know, it's amazing.
Absolutely. And that's a great lesson for everyone watching too. Like, I mean, over the course of 2 years, you didn't quit. You could have quit, but you didn't quit. And I think now now as you sit here, you're probably glad you didn't quit.
Oh, I'm really glad I didn't. I'm really glad I didn't quit. I mean, still, my mother has no idea what I do and completely doesn't understand what I do. But she's very thankful. Like her gauge of success is that I haven't moved back in with her. You know, I haven't moved back home. So as long as I haven't moved back home, that's a win.
She set the bar high for you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Just don't move back in with me.
Whatever you're doing is working.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow. So obviously you, like you said, you have over like 300 something products you've created. Like, what is your process for creating a product? So like, what is like, do you find someone's pain point, like literally their pain point with what you teach? Like, how do you go about designing a product?
You just solve people's problems. That's it. And like with pain and injury, it's kind of simple. My knee hurts. What do I do about it? So you try to create a program around that, and that's it. It's that simple. And I know we kind of come from the same area, like fitness. I'm like rehab, but it's kind of the same thing. You're like working with people one-on-one, and they know nothing about movement or exercise. They're asking you a bunch of questions. You're answering them, and so it's the same thing. Like they ask me questions, like my knee hurts. Okay, what exercises can I do? What exercises should I do? What are other things to help? What are things that I should not do? Like you just answer those questions. You just put them into a book, and then you sell it. I mean, it's definitely changed over the 10 years what people's expectations are when it comes to products, and you have to adapt to that. But it's that simple. Just answering solving people's problems.
Okay.
That's it.
I love that.
It's it.
Yeah, and especially the niche that you're in, which is mobility, pain relief. I mean, that's a huge niche, because everybody has, whether it's lower back or hip flex or whatever it may be. That's a big issue.
Death, taxes, and pain. Everyone goes through it. Pain, injury, and they want to get out of it as fast as they can. So and the market just keeps growing.
Yeah, it keeps going up. That's right. Yeah, people are in pain all the time. So what was like, I already know the answer to this, but I'm asking anyways. But what was like your biggest, like your big breakthrough product that really just like knocked it out of the park for you?
I mean, it was a lot of products that kind of built on each other, and you have like once again, it's that one sale a week, day. You kind of build on it, and then we had this one product that like just it's like just crazy. It just went crazy. So we created this product called Unlock Your Hip Flexor, which is still out there. I think we've been in the top 15 of Clickbank, like overall, not like some sub category, but it's like overall Clickbank top 15 for like 4 years. So it's like Unlock Your Hip Flexors. It's worked great, and everyone, when we created it, everyone was like, this ain't gonna work. This is so unsexy. Like, oh, my hip flexors. But they mail it, or they throw traffic to it, like, holy cow. And it's like, it worked. It worked. And it still works. It still works.
And it has a special place in my heart, because I know that I've mentioned this before, but I mean, Unlock Your Hip Flexor is one of the first products that I pushed besides my own on Facebook, and that's when I really started to take off. So yeah, I mean, I had like a couple $1,000 days promoting hip flexors, and then that was the launching point for me. So I love hip flexors. I love that product.
I remember. I think we were at a mastermind in Miami, and you're like, Rick, this hip flexor thing is working. Like, what else can you do for me? And it's like, do you need like customer lists? Do you need like higher commission? Like, I'm not going to say no to the traffic. How can I make life easier for you? And that meeting at the mastermind, like, you get a lot done on email and text, but like, meeting in like an event like this or in a mastermind like this, like it really like leaps things forward. And and then I think that when I got home, I sent you like a customer list, so you can kind of like target a little bit more. And I don't think I think that trip was worth it.
Oh my God, and it just goes to show that like you need to show up to events like this, because it's like it can literally leapfrog your success more. Like just there's nothing beats face-to-face in-person interaction. Like
I always when I said like with a coach, I bet you told you this, like you got to go to the bar. Everything happens at the bar. It's like, don't go to bed early. You go to the bar, hang out at the bar. Even if you go to a conference you don't know anyone, you just go to the bar. Like that's it. Like the conferences always have like their lecture areas, and they come out and there's always a bar, and you just go to the bar. You just sit at the bar and you'll be amazed.
So obviously, I come from the traffic side of things. Obviously, I have Commission Hero, so we have a lot of people that are learning to become affiliates, right? So obviously, you're a vendor, you're a product owner. So what are some things you look for, and some things like you hate like when affiliates come to you? Like, what are some like do's and don'ts for an affiliate?
Oh, like, don't email me and ask me to put your pixel on my page. I have no idea who you are. It's like, can I just come into your house and eat dinner with you? I'm like, I have no idea who you are. Like, you want me to put this thing on my property? I'm like, no. If I was in Texas, I'd shoot you. Like no way.
Awesome.
Like you gotta be cool about it, or you gotta try to meet me like in an event like this,
Yeah.
or even if you're not at this level, even at a smaller event.
Yep.
Like I know with a smaller event, I would try to find out who's going to be there, and I have like a hit list,
Yep.
and I would try to find them.
Yep.
And even if I just introduce myself, that would be it.
Yep.
Or if I can have a little bit of conversation, I would have a little bit of a conversation.
Yeah.
Or if I was an affiliate doing traffic,
Yeah.
I'd be like, hey, Rick, I sent you an email, or I sent you to your affiliate manager about adding a pixel,
Yep.
to your page. I just want to introduce myself and let you know a little bit about me, because I know it's kind of weird when people like email you and say like, put your pixel on my page.
Yeah.
So like those kind of things.
Yeah.
So like who you are, and give a little bit of cred.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're starting out, that's perfectly fine, because we've all been there. I mean, I remember at the start, like I was like doing everything I can to get people to send traffic. So we understand. And if you kind of approach cool, and you're like authentic, and you're kind of real and honest, like you'll get help. But like, don't email me and ask me to put the pixel on the page. I don't. I'm like, no, I have no idea who you are. And what kind of traffic are you going to send? Like, are you going to send traffic, and then is Clickbank going to shut down my account? And then and the people are going to complain to the server company, have my server shut down? Like it's like a it puts my business at risk, and I run a business, and I got to protect that business. But it's not that I'm not open to traffic. You just got to approach the right way. I hope I answered you.
No, that's a great question. No, that's great, because I think, and you answered it just right, because as an affiliate, like your number one job is to, first of all, talk to somebody first. Like, it's not doing business first. Get to know them first. Just be cool. Buy them a drink if you're in first, and then do the business. Like, you got to grease the wheel first, right? Like, that's the number one thing.
And I remember, like, my approach when I started out was like, I would introduce myself, try to connect with someone that they might know. So it's like, hey, my name is Rick Kaselj. I'm friends with Robby Blanchard. He asked me to, connect with you. I'm also in so-and-so's mastermind or networking group. I'm just wondering if I can talk to you about, sending you some traffic. Let me know if you're interested. Well, I'm going to say yes, of course. I'm interested in traffic. So I'd reply back and say, yeah, sure. Let me know what you got going on, or like, what kind of offers have worked for you? Because my offer might not work. You might be a specialist in the dating niche, and it's like, dating and that traffic, you might not know hip flexor traffic.
Well, hip flexors may play a role in the dating, though. I don't know.
That being said, that speaks about testing. We've tested. We've written 3 emails that would work. That will work for the dating niche.
Really? Oh, no kidding. Oh, interesting. Very cool. Yeah. So that's cool, because like the offer that you have is hip flexors, and like what you said about the emails, like you can craft the message of the email around to meet different niches, right?
Yes, and you test. No different than Facebook ads. Email subject lines. You learn so much from them, and like, oh, this. I come from an email background, so it's like, you look at, oh man, this had an amazing open rate, oh, a bad click-through rate, oh, great conversion. So you like go to the body copy and you play with the body copy, or you split test like 4 or 5 body copy, and it's no different than Facebook ads. You got like the headline, you got the meat of the ad. Okay, they got an image, then you got the call to action. It's like it's the same darn thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe you like look at people's swipes, and that might give you inspiration to write the ad.
Yeah, absolutely.
But don't copy.
Don't copy. Yeah,
Model.
That's right.
Oh, how to piss off affiliate? Swipe from them. How to get someone? How to piss off somebody? Just steal from them. That's it.
That's awesome. So you had hip flexors with a big product for you. So what do you got going on right now? Like, what's any new products or anything you have?
So last year, what we did, I stopped counting at 50, but we created like 50 products, but not just products, but full funnels. So we ran them through all my traffic, my email traffic, and then we take the top 5. So this year we've been like releasing them out to affiliates.
Oh, wow.
So once again, I'm like the king of the unsexy offer. So what's working really well is we have a balance offer. A balance training offer, which is working really good, and we're probably like 2 weeks out from like rolling it out into Facebook. So that's worked out really well. And once again, it's one of those things like balance. Who cares about balance? It's like, oh, I guess ask anyone over 50, ask anyone over 65. Like they're worried about it. And and then there's research and all this stuff that kind of explains it. But that's worked out. That's showing a lot of promise. And once again, it's shocking affiliates. Mail it, and they mail it like, oh man, this did good. You have another swipe?
Wow. Wow, that's crazy. And that just goes to show, guys, that like an offer doesn't have to be something like crazy. It could just be one thing, like just balance. Like who would have thought? Like balance could, literally, make a lot of money for you too, right?
It's the largest demo that's coming onto Facebook and online is that older demographic, 70 plus. They have time, they have money. They're looking for solutions to help them out. They're moving away from books. They're moving more digital. They're looking at things on their iPad.
Yeah, I love that. So let's talk a little bit about Facebook compliance. So I know that you've had a lot of experience with this too, because obviously you have hip flexors running on cold traffic with a lot of spend. You're spending a couple thousand a day, I think, right? If not more.
It's been 2 or 3 years that we've been doing that.
Yeah. So what would be some tips just from what you found? Obviously, just tell me what you think in terms of like compliance and what the agency that you're working with, like what they had to do to make some tweaks to the offer.
A lot of it was, claims were one. Like that's like almost like the easiest thing is to address claims, either remove the claims or find claim substantiation. And with the claim substantiation, do you want me to tell tips on?
Sure.
A lot of it, you'd be amazed at what you can find on Upwork. Like you can find a medical researcher in the Philippines that will spend 20 hours researching claims for you and giving you substantiations to those claims. So that was like the really crazy claims you got to cut out. It might work for email traffic, it might work for banner traffic, but for like straight to sale from definitely Facebook, they didn't like it. Get claim substantiation, that was number 2. Even if you have to pay for as an affiliate, it wasn't that a couple $100 to get done. And then really the calling out. I know that Facebook never like hey you and I. They kind of want they want like kind of general broad terms. Those are probably the big 3. And then they don't like, coming from the pain niche, they don't like the pain stuff. If you're going to pick an injury, something on knee pain, you pick something that's like a red and like lightning bolts coming out of the knee, and it's like they don't like that. They don't like that kind of stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a great tip. I love that about the substantiating your claims. Like you can make them as long as you can back them up with proof and evidence that it's a real thing. So that's awesome. That's a good tip that you guys should learn.
And it's not expensive to do. Like you'd be surprised. And you don't have to do it. You can get you can get someone else to do it.
That's awesome. I love it. So wrapping up here. So what would you say, like for someone that's just watching the channel now? We have a lot of people that are watching the channel. Like what would you say someone that's just starting out, looking to get into getting online somehow? What would be your best advice, like for someone to do that, just in general?
I learned paid traffic.
Learn paid traffic. Yes, like paid traffic. Run paid traffic.
Well, I think I look at an online business, and you got 3 areas. You got traffic, you got content, you got operations. Pick one of those and be a master at it. If you're really, really good at operations, because a lot of online businesses are horrible operations. Operations is just like after you get the customer, all the stuff we do after the customer. A lot of people aren't really good at traffic, so it could be like paid or affiliate or SEO, like learn that, or content, because a lot of like traffic guys are like looking for offers to send things to. So figure out one of those 3 areas. But if I look to see what's the weakest out there, if you can figure out traffic, and if you can figure out paid traffic, I think I would do that. Like I'm actually thinking of like teaching my 12-year-old son to do your course. I really think he could do well. Yeah, I think so. He just has to like follow, listen to you, and follow, and then just spend my money, like
No, absolutely. Heck, I wish I was 12 years old and learned how to do paid traffic. I'd be way
so this was the introduction. I have a social media manager, and her and I were like looking at all these images, and my son wanted an iPhone. So we're like, okay, son, and he likes drawing. I'm like, okay, you're gonna come work for the business for the summer, and I'm gonna get you to draw. So I'm like, we think this photo will be really good. Okay, can you do something similar? Don't copy, but similar. And he would do that, and we would put them up on Facebook, and we'd have great organic reach. So like I think the first one we put up, just Facebook organic reach, like 1,000 clicks, $1,000. I'm like, hey, great. You paid for yourself all summer. Awesome. Good job, son.
Here's your phone.
Yeah, here's your phone. So now I need to build on that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's great, and that's a great talent. So I'm sure you get out. Oh my God, that's awesome. Wow, wow.
Yeah. So now, so it was kind of cool because you kind of give them feedback. You're like, oh, hey son, look, there's your photo, like the image that you drew that we're utilizing, and this is the result.
Yeah.
And so he was kind of quite excited. He like bragged to his friends, and now his friends are like, he's like, oh, how can I help you, Rick?
Yeah, I'll draw something for you. Stick figures. That's awesome. Wow, that's great. So any last words for pearls of wisdom that you have?
Just when you want to quit is when success is around the corner. You got to have that goal. You kind of have that big crazy ass goal, but then you have that short goal, and you just got to keep grinding. You're gonna have crappy days, and you're gonna want to quit on those crappy days, but you just got to keep grinding. Like I always like the team. I'm like, we don't need to move fast. Like if we just like steadily move forward, like incrementally, and by the end of the year, we'll be like blown away how far we are. So it's like, just like you got to keep going. You got to keep going. And if you can model or get a mentor to help you, like it makes life so much easier because you're on your own. I mean, it's a lot different compared to like 10 years ago when there weren't like all kinds of Facebook groups and programs. Now it's a lot better, but like you can do it. Like if you keep going.
Absolutely, just keep going. I love it. I love it. Well, Rick, I really appreciate you being on here, man. Like I think there's a ton of information in there, some great tips, and then and also for everybody watching, I'm going to post a link in the description box with all of basically how to apply to be an affiliate of any of Rick's products. So make sure you approach him the right way. Be cool in your email. Tell him, hey, I saw your interview. You were great. I loved the way that you talked. Whatever you got to do.
You cannot you cannot go wrong. Oh, this was one of my projects. So I would go let's say I'd go to an event and I would always compliment the person. I would say, hey Robby, I heard this interview that you did with so-and-so. I thought it was awesome. I wanted to let you know thank you. And I would leave. So it was like, I mean, how can you like, I didn't ask anything from you. So that worked great. And then the next event I'd pop up again. And it's like, it's like, God, I've seen this guy like 5 times. What's his name again? And then they would remember my name.
And then they promote you, and it's all good.
They're like, God, he's got a hip flexor product. Fine, I'll give it a go. And they mail it, and it's like,
oh my God, wow, I'll mail it again. That's awesome. So guys, so I'm gonna post that in the description box below. But Rick, man, really appreciate you being on here. Dude,
Thank you.
Super cool. We're gonna hop into the pool hopefully because we're sweating like crazy. But that's it, guys. So Rick, thanks again, man. And
Thank you.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching my video. If you like this video, then you're gonna love the free content and free gift that I have for you in the description box below. It's a free training on how I became the #1 ClickBank affiliate in the entire world, but more importantly, how you can make money online with this same method. Also, guys, I put some special links for Rick and all of his products, so if you want to become an affiliate for any of his products, the link is in the description box below. So guys, once again, if you like this video, please do 3 things for me right now. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up, show me you love the content, comment with any questions you have below, and finally, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because each and every week we pump out new content to help you make more money online. So that's it, guys. I'll talk to you soon, and I'll see you in the next video.